welcome. Dude, I was about to say to After Dark. So let's just like rewind that, you know. I just had a cranial switch, like something didn't work.
Right,
All right, let me try again. Welcome to the Back Catalogue podcast. Is that what I do? Is that what I say? Is the podcast where we, and by we I mean me, Alpha, my co-host,
Dude, you're right.
/ co-founder Vincent.
It didn't sound right, did it?
What happened? What's happened? Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. That's what I meant to say. Welcome.
What's happened, bro? Bro, what's happened?
Let me start again. But keep this in. But let me start again.
All right,
Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where now we're back on. And by we, I mean me, Appo, and my co-host / co-founder Vincent. We dive into Disney Plus streaming service. We tell you, the listener, and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not. And Vincent, we're back with another episode of
We're
Loki.
still here. We just did Black Widow, so we're a bit wild.
If you have seen Black Widow or you don't care if it's spoiled for you, go back and listen to that and go back and watch that if you are on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yeah,
you know?
get us to 100 subscribers. We're at 98. You know, we might post this video, we might go down to 96. That seems to be how it goes.
It goes up and down.
You know, someone sees their video and goes, oh, bro, why the hell did I subscribe to these idiots?
Yeah. That's sort of our life at the moment, isn't it? People are like...
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Anyway, we're going to get into Loki episode 5 here. Journey into Mystery. Should I just give you the synopsis?
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to give you a bit something else. I want to give you and the viewers something else.
Okay, go on.
And the listeners, of course, because I will describe it for them. But Loki tries to escape the void, a desolate purgatory where he meets variant versions of himself. And we're here. Now, Vincent, I know you. And I know that there's one final episode of the Loki TV series coming out.
Correct.
From what I've heard, there's one final episode of the Loki TV series coming out. So I thought, what better way to enjoy it than to be sitting down there in front of the television with assorted breads / toasts.
Oh, you got me jam. Bro, you got me jam.
I got you some jam.
Dude, let's have a look at this.
But I got you some jam. Take that jam. I wanted something different.
Bro, this is like jam soup. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know why it was all soupy. It wasn't like that when I first got it. But it's jam for you, man.
Dude, that's much appreciated. Mulberry jam.
Yeah.
Ingredients: mulberries, sugar, lemon juice, water added. Dude, that's wild. So pure, so delicious. Nana stopped making her own.
Bro, that's they've changed the game. When Nana's not making it.
Refrigerator after opening. Well, that's cool because I haven't opened it. That's exciting. Right. I'm going to be eating that.
Yeah.
Probably tonight.
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good too.
I hope it's good.
I appreciate that very much.
Hey, man, we do things here. We do things for not only for the friends of the show and the fans of the show.
I don't think I've ever had mulberry jam.
That's why I thought be something different because you talked about mango. You talked about mango and
I've almost finished that one as well. Mango. It was a mango and peach jam, I think.
Yeah, see,
I've almost finished that.
There was mango jam and there was peach jam there separately, and I'm like, this is a man that has many assortment of jams. I had to get him something different.
Jams and conserves.
I had to get him something different, so I got him mulberry.
I appreciate that. That's wild.
So shout out mulberries. I've never had one.
Yeah.
But you will have the jam of it.
I will have the jam of it.
So, Vincent, should we get right into this episode of Loki? But what I want to do as well is I want to get my notes up so then I can talk about some of the things that we can talk about.
Did I make notes? That's going to be a no. Nope, I didn't make any notes.
Well, what I want to talk about here is, we're going to give a general review of this episode. I want to talk about my level of discomfort during this episode. We'll get into that. I also want to talk about the different Lokis, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm a man who knows some things about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel Televisual Universe. This has a plethora of Easter eggs in this episode.
A plethora?
A plethora of Easter eggs. Right. Is that the correct word? Am I using the correct word?
We're using the correct word.
So we're going to talk about some Easter eggs and some references. I didn't even have to search this up. That's how intertwined I am with this Marvel Cinematic and Television Universe.
I didn't find any Easter eggs apart from I know that old dude was using the old Loki costume.
That's exactly
I've
right.
also got even more questions about variants and whatnot.
Yeah,
now.
We're going to talk about the void. I want to talk about the void itself as well, because I've got some nitpicks about that void, but also I'm not sure if it makes sense to me. And if it does, in the way that I thought about it, there's some wildness that's going on that no one's talked about. Should we get into this?
Let's do it.
All right. So
Welcome.
it's to another. It's to another. That's right. To another. So
Come on, Appa, you got it.
the episode is based around Loki meeting other Lokis essentially, and running away from a giant gas monster. Which, you know, that's not. I'll give what I'll take that.
It's
but
whatever.
I don't really, I don't really care too much about a giant gas dragon. It's like when they gave us, what's his name? Man's with the big horns and he's big. Galactus at the end of that Fantastic Four movie.
To be honest, I haven't even seen that Fantastic Four movie.
You haven't seen that?
I haven't seen the second
You haven't
Fantastic.
seen the Silver Surfer?
Bro, I haven't.
Bro, don't watch it.
Okay, I won't.
Nah, it's all right. Watch it because it's got Fantastic Four things.
That's what I mean. He's got
You know?
Silver Surfer. That's kind of wild.
He's doing Silver Surfer things. You know.
Right.
But also, Galactus is just like a giant space tornado.
Ugh.
It's like you've got the coolest looking characters in the world, and you choose to make them into a giant space tornado.
Space tornado? Come on, man. We've already got tornadoes.
It's 2006. Tornadoes are in. You know, I hope that's not a reference. I hope I didn't reference a time in which tornadoes like tore up a city, because if I did, I apologize.
Bro, we're going to find out that was when Hurricane Katrina hit or something.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
So we
gonna be-
apologize. I'm not,
Yeah,
You're going to have to own that.
that's going to be taken out of context. I'll lose my job. Anyway, they go to the void, and he meets what we got in the last episode. He meets the four Lokis. He meets. We learn their names as well, because I do subtitles.
Yeah, I
So I
didn't.
learned all
didn't
their
know
names.
I just called them Loki. They're just Lokis.
So there's classic Loki, which is the old guy. There's young Loki, which is the kid, and boastful Loki.
Sorry, what?
Boastful Loki.
Boastful.
Yeah, is the guy with the hammer.
So they've
all
got
of
different
it is-
adjectives.
Yeah.
Smart Loki. There's going to be a Dr. Zeus book. If he wasn't cancelled, there'd be a Dr. Zeus. Red Loki. Blue Loki.
1, 2 Loki.
1 Loki, 2 Loki.
That's right. So, yeah. So I thought that this episode was going to be them just chilling for the whole time. They'll be like, cracking wires, doing Loki things together.
They're surviving in there.
They're surviving there. And then, it turns out that it's all a ruse to be the most powerful Loki, and they fight each other.
I don't even know.
Anyway.
That was, what annoyed me? I was so excited to see Loki with bigger horns,
Yeah.
rocking a sports coat with, vote one, me, and having Russian dudes next to him.
Yeah.
But they just all fight and they'll die.
Yeah, and I thought that, our idea of what this show was going to be was it was going to be that Loki himself, the original Loki, would be jumping through timelines
Just
and
doing
doing
wild
different things.
Yeah.
So when we saw Vote Loki, we're thinking this President Loki is going to be, it's going to be him. He's just like, what, I went there, it was D. Trump, he was running for office, so I had the W right there. How could you not get the W against this guy?
All you got to say is, no, I'll build a bigger wall. You got the votes.
And then you say, what? We ain't got the funds to be building no big wall, so we're just going to keep it open, And
That's
people will be
right.
like, well, I guess that's politics.
I reckon if Hillary Clinton said to Donald Trump, or just, in her campaign, that whatever Donald Trump builds, I'm going to double it, then he's got nothing.
He's got nothing. He would have to vote for her.
If he builds the wall, she's going to build one twice as high.
The president votes, right?
Do they?
Yeah.
That makes
They're
sense.
American citizens.
That makes sense.
Imagine man's was like, I know I'm going to get that. Imagine Hillary Clinton's like, how am I not going to get the W, bro? I'm even going to vote for the guy.
And Donald Trump wins by one vote.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. No, that's not how it works. It's electoral college and whatnot,
Yeah, yeah.
Look up politics. You do good for yourself if you do that.
If you looked up politics like we need to do, it will be good for you. But I want to talk about this void. So when it got introduced to me in that last episode, Loki woke up to find 4 Loki standing over him. Now,
Not Thor Loki, 4 Loki.
I'm sad that guy wasn't Thor Loki.
That's what I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be Thor Loki.
Like, how bad is boastful Loki?
Boastful
Like, man
Loki.
just boasts about things.
But did he even boast that much?
Yeah, he said, I killed this man with this and I did that. And I got like jewels and whatnot. I think he said something along those lines.
I got 6 rings. LeBron doesn't even have 6 rings.
And classic Loki would be like, I don't get that reference at all. But I guess that's true, I can't prove that it's not. So when I saw that, I assumed that each variant, when they got pruned, went into their own void. Right? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So not as in like Loki was in his own void by himself. I mean that all the Lokis are in this void. that he got put into.
As in all the variants that are of that same person
Yeah.
are in their own void.
Because-
no, I don't think so.
No, and that's the thing. But how in the world? This is New York. This is New York that they're in a busted down New York because they fly past. You see, like, you know, the Avengers building. It's been taken down, or the Stark Tower, whatever. You see other New York things. You know, you see a man say, "I'm walking here." He says that as they're going as they're going through, and then you land in a space and there's 4 Lokis there with you. You're a Loki, and the first people you bump into happens to be 4 other of these Lokis, and then the first person that you see after that is another Loki, and then the variant of you, Sylvie, is in that same space as well. So I'm thinking this is just Loki town. You know,
That's true.
population Loki.
Population Loki. Is that one? How did you write the population? If it's all the same person, is it one person or is it 5?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know?
Google questions.
I don't
Help me out
know how to answer your question, but then
That's right. No one knows how to answer that question.
Then Owen Wilson's pops up. So I'm thinking, I was like,
He's a Loki.
He's a Loki. That was my initial thought, but it turns out he is just another guy, and everyone's in that void.
I think, well, the thing that they said was Loki survived. That's what we do. So why everyone else just died when they come in there?
I'm assuming everyone just ran into the thing, the Aolith or whatever it's called, Liath.
You damn tornado. Just running towards it.
So that didn't make sense to me initially, but, you know, it was fine. I will say that although I wished it was just Loki's, I did like their initial dynamic, them chatting together and having those moments together, which is why I wish this series was longer, because how good would it be if you got a bit of a couple episodes where it was the Lokis doing things together.
Yeah. I like old Loki, you know, who was saying, bro, I didn't even care. I just went to a remote island, just chilled there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude makes a city. Who's just doing these ones?
You do that one, you make Asgard, like you're doing things.
Bro, he makes Asgard.
You're doing things.
But there was also a lot of these ones. A lot of hand movements.
Yeah. We're doing hand movements now because it's, you know, we're talking about powers and we're talking about enchantments and whatnot. So is there anything that you want to say in regards to those characters? Because they're not in there for that much.
I saw a really good meme that was Loki saying to Mobius, "Oh, my brother's the god of thunder." And then Mobius going, "Yeah, but you know what comes after thunder? Lightning?" I said the meme wrong. Forget it. Don't worry about it. Next thing to talk about. I explained that terribly.
So
it was a meme about how old Wilson was, what's his name? Lightning McQueen. Thunder always comes after lightning or something. Ka-chow. I messed it up. Bro, I ruined it. Black Widow. That movie ruined me.
don't blame other people for your shortcomings here.
I am.
I didn't blame Black Widow for my issues at the start of this episode. I don't know what happened there.
I'm not blaming Black Widow, the character. I'm blaming Black Widow, the film.
The film, okay.
I paid $34.99 for that.
That's
bro.
true. That's a lot of.
You didn't pay $34.99 for that. You don't get to make that.
I don't get to make these mistakes.
No, that's right.
Okay, but can I ask you about the characters? I don't want to ask about.
I just wanted to say that meme. I thought it was funny. It obviously was not funny
I
at
thought
all.
you were going to get into something like, yeah, you know, actually, I was thinking about this, and then you get into half like baked Lightning McQueen jokes.
Oh, terrible. Goodness, I can't believe I did that. We should cancel us on the spot.
Should we stop this podcast? Because there's been a lot going on. I'm not saying we should.
Okay. I was about to stop it, to be honest.
You were, weren't you?
I was thinking about it. I was going, bro, we better shut up shop here.
All right, so I want to ask, what were your thoughts on those characters? I don't want to hear Lightning McQueen business.
I didn't like young Loki or boastful Loki.
It's hard to say boastful Loki, isn't
Boastful Yoki.
it? It's hard to say it.
Yeah.
Because there's an L at the end.
There it is. Boastful Loki. Boastful Loki. I don't know. I thought they were a bit, Kid Loki was a bit, I don't know. I didn't really like them. I don't know. Maybe it was the acting.
Oh, damn. That's what I forgot about. I was going to say he's an angsty teen, right? That's what made me forget about Black Widow. Like they just put up like, you have, I know we're going back. I shouldn't say this here.
Well, you saying things about Black Widow. Oh, say it now. You got to say it now. I want to hear it.
So you've got Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's
an
right.
angsty song in itself, and then you're going to slow it down and make it like, you know, even angstier.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
What, to set a scene, bro? you've got every kid in the 2000s when they're writing a screenplay, they're like, oh, we need Nirvana, but we need to slow it down.
We need to slow it down. We need to get someone other than what's his name,
Kurt
Cobain singing it. Real slowed down, make it sound even angstier.
Even angstier. Anyway, angsty teens.
Watch our Black Widow podcast.
We didn't talk about that in there, but watch it.
That's right.
So I didn't think he was too bad. Man's killed Thor.
Yeah, I know, but I think he was just not that good of an actor.
Bro, we're out here doing like YouTube things. We can't talk.
No, I know. I don't know. I think maybe not that good of an actor. I thought maybe, I don't know.
Maybe they didn't give him the right gear.
I don't know. It seemed a bit forced. He
seemed to have the idea, but they didn't give him the right gear.
That's right. He didn't have the right gear. His horns weren't big enough.
Some people come in with all the gear and no idea. This man's had the idea.
I think also I didn't like he's the boss around here or whatever, and he sits on his candy cane throne. And then everyone comes in and kills each other.
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, I don't know.
I also didn't like how they were all there together and then kind of, all right, now we're going to help you do this. And they just seemed like it
was a very forced relationship.
That's right. And it almost seemed as if they just put it in there to go, bro, look at all these Lokis.
Yeah.
Look
at all these Lokis in one space.
Which is fine, but give us a bit more.
Look how creative we can get with Lokis.
Bro, this Loki's a robot. No, this one's an alligator.
And that's the other thing that I'm glad that you raised. You got an alligator Loki, you don't even get it to speak.
This is the another thing that I've got that confuses me about the timelines. So if this main timeline, everything is just branched off from there.
How does Loki become an alligator?
How does Loki become because he would have had to, it's not like he was born an alligator and they took him right there.
That's what I'm saying. This is not going to be just timelines. This is going to be multidimensional. That's just the way that they've explained it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. See, I think that the TVA of, they're doing dodgies, which it does look like they'd be doing dodgies.
But, it's like the thing that they say when the English were doing bad things and they came over to these countries in which there was native people living there. And there's the idea that they didn't actually see them coming because they couldn't perceive what they saw. Or that they thought the boats, I remember reading one thing where someone assumed that the boats were birds because they had never seen something that looked like that.
Yeah,
right?
Well, that makes sense.
So, you're experiencing something, you have your perceptions on it, so that's what it is.
That's right. So I'm seeing Lokis, I'm thinking they're birds.
I mean, you've had 10 years of Loki in your life, so you understand what a Loki is.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, so that's what I think how it will be explained.
Okay, so I want to get into what this void area is in the sense of the timeline.
Okay.
Because the way it sounded like it was after the end of the timeline or just before?
Yeah, so the timeline is always...
They haven't done the end of time yet.
Yeah. So
they're going, bro, I can't finish this. Okay, everybody dies. And then one of the other guys go, bro, we can't end it like that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what they do. They put them at the end of the ever-changing timeline.
Yeah. So does that just keep pushing time forward because then that period is going to become larger and larger.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
I think honestly, I don't know why I'm asking these questions. These are way too big of scope of what we can handle. And also they're not that important, really.
And also, we've gotten everything wrong up until this point.
Yeah, that's right.
So we can't tell.
But in Black Widow, dude, we were making calls in that film and things were happening, right? We said, bro, they're going to punch him in the face for sure. And he gets punched in the face.
That's going to be this man's daughter. And it was that man's daughter.
Bro,
I mean, that just shows the nature of that film, not us as individuals. Like, if we're getting it right.
We're pretty good, bro. We're pretty good, all right?
So, look. We won't be able to explain that, but I'm assuming there'll be a better explanation once they get into where they are. Because they found some kingdom.
That's right. That's what they've, Loki and Sylvie have held hands and they love each other apparently now and they're enchanting this cloud.
We'll get into that.
Bro, they enchanted the cloud.
We'll get into that. And they opened up this gateway to there's an opening there. In which there's some buildings and they're going to head towards there.
I bet you it's just a TVA. They go into the TVA and then they go, bro, what the hell?
And they're back in the place.
They're back in the place and that's it.
And it turns out that lady is
they're actually just in a time loop.
And that's how it ends.
That's how it ends. Everybody dies.
Man. See, this is the issue. This is not meeting what I wanted it to meet. I wanted it to be a story about how, like, you can change your future. I wanted it to be a story about how Loki, was able to go back to his life and live in the timeline in which he was able to save his mum instead of leading her to her death. Or that Loki was able to, work together with his brother to create a better world.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought originally when we were getting into, episode 2, 3-ish.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Loki's going to end up ripping it up and going, bro, everything's just wild. We're doing timelines again because free will is whatever you want, not what these three heads are, saying it is.
I don't think it's going to get into that. I just don't think it's going to get into that.
It'd be interesting. I did enjoy this episode, but it definitely wasn't one of my favorites.
No, I did enjoy this episode as well. My partner was like, these episodes are too predictable. She was doing what we were doing in Black Widow.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was just saying things and I was like, that's not going to... Oh my God. Oh my God, you're right.
Oh my God.
So I want to talk about some references in this because there's
hit me with the
as I said, there's a plethora of references.
A plethora, bro.
So I wouldn't have got them all because I'm not that smart. I could only see things that I could see.
Well, you can't see what you can't see.
You can't see what you can't see. So the first one is obviously this is set in an apocalyptic New York, right? You see the Avengers Tower, you see all that, but also when there's that bit where it's flying over and then they go underneath the ground and they go through the dirt and there's Thor's hammer in there, right?
There was also some dude in the jar. What was that?
Yeah, that was Throg. In the comics, I've only seen pictures of it. I haven't actually looked into it, but I went back and I was like, hold on a second. It's Thor, but he's a frog.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's Throg.
Throg, that's wild. Isn't that's in one of the... Hold on, there's different versions of Thor in something.
Not in a movie that we've watched.
Was that a dream I had? Bro, that's wild.
Yeah,
I reckon I had the same scene that happened in Loki, but instead of Loki's, it were different Thors, and it was the dude with the horse face, and it was the frog Thor.
Yeah, so I'm saying the horse Thor.
Did I have that? That was a dream.
That was a dream? Like, which one was sitting on the candy cane chair?
Bro.
Was it horse Thor?
That's blown my mind.
Was he like licking the candy canes?
That's blown my mind right now.
But that's exactly right. You're right. There's horse Thor, which I hope we'll get at some point. I mean, we love horses, you and I. Yeah, and we love Thor. You put two and two together, you're not making...
Thors.
So... Also, when they were going through, there was a helicopter that had Thanos on the back.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's from a comic as well, which Thanos is like...
Dude, I've seen that. I've read that comic.
No, yeah, you haven't read the comic, man. You're thinking of, shout out Mr. Sunday Movies, because these have been explained previously and shown like as, this is the weirdest Thanos comic ever. This is the weirdest versions of Thor
But I've
ever.
seen that before.
You've seen that before?
Yeah.
You ain't read the comic, though?
No, I haven't read the comic.
So...
Thanos copter in spirit, I've read it.
Yeah.
The Thanos copter, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is hilarious because like Thanos is, he's the mad titan and he's just
in a helicopter.
He's just in a helicopter. That helicopter ain't big either. But I thought that was hilarious. That's like a little touch that's one of those Easter eggs that you see and you're like, okay, I see that. And it's clear enough that even if I didn't know what it was because I hadn't watched shout out Mr. Sunday Movies, if you want to put us into your network, like give us some money, like we're happy to do it. Like we don't deliver good content, but we're happy to help out,
We're happy to help out and take some of your money.
And also like if you put us next to you, imagine how good you look.
We'll be like the opening act.
Yeah.
Bro, these guys suck. Bro, Mr. Sunday Movies is killer.
Can only get better from here,
That's right.
So it's big enough that people who have seen it and don't know what it is can actually search it up because you just type in Thanos helicopter. Hey, man's is in a helicopter, you get that.
What's going on here? Yeah.
The best one that I saw, or the best thing the one that I enjoyed the most was when classic Loki was like, I created a hologram of myself and I was in the debris in Infinity War. He says, instead of getting killed, I created a hologram of myself, pretended I died, and then I like drifted off into the debris. One of the big theories that came out when Infinity War was released and people thought, how's Loki going to come back into this? Is Loki going to come back into this? Is he just dead? One of the big theories was that he did that because he's the god of mischief. He's just doing holograms. And then he flew out into the void and people even I remember seeing videos in which they zoomed in. They're like, that's him. You can see him curled up. You can see his horns. So they either heard these theories and were like, you know what, that'd be hilarious if we put this into this classic Loki. Or it's just by chance, or they had those theories in there. And they're like, this is how we're going to get Loki out of this situation. And then people are like, this is how they got Loki out of the situation. They're like, man, we need to rewrite this off. They've solved it. They've solved it.
They've done what the back catalogue did with Black Widow.
The bad thing is we didn't do the evidence of that. Like, we weren't filming ourselves.
We didn't do the evidence, no.
We didn't do the evidence. So those were the only references that I saw. Now, I'm sure that there's much more because, as I said, there's a plethora of references.
There's plethoras.
One of the references I thought was, when Mobius was driving in
with the pizza? Yeah, I thought that would be from something.
That was from something, right?
Yeah, that movie with the toys and the spaceman and the Woody Allen
and the story
and Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
the story about the toys.
The story about the toys.
That's one. Yeah, I think that's from that one.
That's what I thought. And also, you never seen it before, but Owen Wilson in a car. Cars. It's cars.
Bro, you're really clutching at straws here. Bro, Owen Wilson in a car?
Dude, that's what I should have posted on Twitter. Did anyone see the reference in which Owen Wilson was in an automobile? That's a reference to the movie Cars.
Starring Owen Wilson as a car.
So, I want to, before we get into the final bit of this episode, we talk about what we thought about it. We talk about what we think might come next. We talk about, Galactus. We talk about all those things. I want to talk about whether or not you were comfortable in this episode, because I really enjoyed this episode up until a point, and then I really did not enjoy it.
You're talking about the point where they're all in that little hut and then Loki and Sylvie are just out there cuddling pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They've got, the time is of the essence. What are they waiting for?
Why they need to put blankets over each other to show?
Why are they out there and the other ones are in there? There's a fire. You don't need a blanket. Just go next to the fire.
Yeah, with other people. That's other warmth as well that you can get.
That's right.
Maybe they were scared of the gator.
That's right. Maybe they were afraid of alligators.
I mean, Sylvie's costume looks like that's gator skin. So she's like, there's a bit of...
gator's lining up. Like, is that Steve?
Boy, that'd be wild. Imagine you're a gator, you just look at someone's shoes and their gator skin, you're like, Charles. Wake up, Charles.
It's one of them. It's like a Pixar short at the front. It's the start of the movie. And it's just a guy going, Charles, come back to me, Charles.
There's that.
I promised your wife I'd get you back home alive. Charles, wake up.
It's like that. The Disney. This is how Disney make their shots. This is how they call their shots. They say, what if cars had feelings? What if toys had feelings? What if feelings had feelings? Have you seen that meme?
Yeah.
And then the recent one is, what if Italians have feelings? Like for Luca.
Is that it?
Yeah. But this one could be, what if gators have feelings?
What if gators? Well, what if clothes have feelings as well?
Yeah, because Charles. Forgot about
Charles, bro. Forgot about Charles. Dude, that's hilarious.
So yeah, I felt really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was just, I didn't really feel uncomfortable. I was just like, whatever, this is weird, but.
Because there's a part of me that's like, oh, this is lovely. Loki is falling in love with someone and someone is loving Loki back.
But it's just, just the same person.
I'm like, man, there's this whole lot of ethical, biological, physiological issues that could occur from this, I mean, we talked about it last week and I don't want to get into it any more because it's late and we need to get home.
Yeah, I'm being asked, bro. Are you on the way home?
Oh, man.
Babe, we've got 14 more episodes to do.
So, yeah, no, that really took me out of this episode and made me feel... It gave me shivers up my spine.
Yeah, bro, it didn't even affect me. Now, the other thing that we could talk about is the lady, the judge lady at the TVA.
Yeah.
What's her agenda? Why is she so...
Pro-TVA?
Yeah. But then what's the name? C20 or B20 or B1.
Yeah.
B2. Is saying, oh, you want to know as well.
Yeah.
Should she still be a character in this show, really?
Who, the judge?
Yeah.
I'm assuming she should be. She's there.
Someone's decided. Kevin Feige's given the tip of the hat.
And she's on it.
So
she's on the hat.
You know
this
what?
Is the hat for today.
This is the hat, dude. This is what I'm imagining. I'm imagining a boardroom of, screenwriters and producers, whatever. And there's a glass screen. And on the other side is Kevin Feige. And he's just standing there with his hat. And one of them will say something is, okay, what about this judge? How about we keep her and she'll be, a tertiary character in the next thing? And then they'll kind of glance over to Kevin Feige and he'll put his hand on the hat You tip it slightly, and then I'll go back. All right. So
Yeah, dude.
That's what I
think that's what it's going to be. You know, I think that's what it's going to be. But I also, yeah, you know, she might end up just being a bigger part of the TVA. I don't think so, though. She just, you know.
What if she is the TVA?
When you're in, this is what I think it is. When you're a part of an agenda that is not doing good things, if you're that deep into it, it's hard to bring yourself out of it, regardless of what you see.
And you want to believe that you are the good guy in this situation.
Can I just say something that went over my body just then?
What?
I'm filming this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about any of these issues. We've got nothing right up to this point. Like, why am I saying things like I know what's going on? Why am I saying that? You know, maybe it's the agenda.
This is real existential crisis.
This is where we're going to break down.
I love how after you said that, it's because of the agenda. Like, what the hell am I saying?
Like, is this dumb idiot stuff that we do? Like, we haven't said dumb idiot in a while.
Babe, I just don't know. Where I'm going. I've got no direction. What is my agenda?
What is my agenda?
That's hilarious. But that's all right. We'll keep doing this. You know?
I mean, there's only one more episode. We may as well still do it.
We might as well still do it.
And then what do we go like? How can we get it wrong at the end? Like, we know what happens. Hey, this is what happens
still
specifically.
Get it wrong. Bro, you for real? You still got it wrong? You watched the episode. Anyway, is there anything else you want to cover?
Did you feel bad about yourself just then? Because I felt real bad about myself.
I didn't feel bad about myself at all. Bro, 90% of the things that come out of my mouth are incorrect.
Yeah.
And have little meaning.
Does my life have meaning?
Not that much. Anyway.
No, you know, I'm excited for the next episode. I'm excited for
I'm going to bring it home because this is getting depressing.
Hey, bring it home, King.
All right,
bring it home, King.
Look, you know? I don't know if this one was worth it, but you got to watch this one to watch the next one, and everyone wants to watch the next one, so I'll just say it's worth it. Catch us on Patreon. We're doing content there. We don't have time today to do any more, so that's it.
We've just got no time.
Yeah, also, do you reckon you can take me home tonight?
Yeah.
Is that right?
No worries, because cool. I've got the money for you for the package.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out UFC up in the
right. We're making investments.
Right, it's a big card this weekend.
Oh, dude, big card. It's already done by this point.
Yeah, we're talking those cards.
Yeah,
that's how big the card is. I asked you that on the pod, so you felt like you had to say yes.
I was going to say yes anyway because I just saw your skateboard outside, saw no cars. So I'm thinking like this man's either walking or skating home. You know, I hope his skateboard has batteries.
And I ain't got enough battery to get home. I'll tell you that much. I'll get halfway down the Credible Terrace, and it'll be like slowly. Ah, damn. Then be walking the next 4Ks.
That's all right. That's good for you.
That's all right. Yeah, not at 9 o'clock at night though.
No.
Anyway, catch us on Instagram. We do stuff there. If you want to watch clips, just follow us. Make Apo feel good. Look how upset he is.
We might even put.
I just glanced at his face and he looks so upset. Just help him out. Come on. Anyway, that's all. Yeah. Is that all? Like and subscribe. Follow us on... Dude, give us a rating on Apple Podcasts.
Dude, that's the thing. Give us ratings. Give us subscriptions on the Apple Podcasts, on the Spotifys. And the reason for that is because you'll never miss an episode if you subscribe.
That's right.
Because we got... As you saw with Black Widow, we just had a random episode that came out on a different day.
Exactly. And if you want to miss the episode, I don't know why you're watching this. So
that's pretty upsetting for me, man.
I shouldn't have said that.
That's pretty upsetting for me, bro.
Look, we're going to have a GoFundMe in the description. To just help Apple
just make me feel better?
Just make you feel better,
it's like $10-15, bro, so I can
That's
go
what I mean, you know?
Just buy a milkshake, and you know, get some fries on the side.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to cheer me up. Anyway, farewell.